Hello everybody, welcome back to Minecraft. It has been a minute. I took a bit of a break from the game for a couple of reasons. First and foremost, I got married, which is really awesome. Strange in a sense, not necessarily that my life is completely different at the moment. Except for when I now mention my girlfriend, my wife really wonders who I'm talking about. But other than that, it's still, same old, same old. But it was sort of strange to arrange this in the COVID situation. There's been a partial lockdown on for a few weeks again already, ever since the second wave hit this country. A lot of new infections, so a lot of new measures to sort of fight that. And we ended up mostly keeping things very small because of that. So we postponed all of the actual party stuff until probably early next year, maybe, well, later this year. It probably won't happen anymore. But when there's more possible, anyway, when you can gather with groups again, etc. So yeah, that was definitely one of the things that was probably the most important thing that kept me from playing. We also went on a sort of a honeymoon, a short vacation. It was a really welcome break from, everyday life, getting out of the house again for a bit, which was really nice. So we were completely away from everything for a little bit. I'm sure we'll do an actual larger honeymoon abroad in the near future, but that was nice as well. And apart from that, these guys don't seem to want to refresh their trades. Maybe it's too late in the day. Oh, I do actually see that it is the case. Anyway, we after the holiday, also my work sort of picked up again, which was definitely taking some of the creative energy that I normally was putting into this world, and made it so I just couldn't really spend a lot of time in this world to help define and design and develop new projects. So I just put it on a bit of a break. In the meantime, I have been playing some other games, some of which I have been streaming. Twitch.tv/JeffGaming, if you find that sort of thing interesting. It was basically all kinds of games, puzzle games, some management sim games. I've played Black Mesa, which was actually really awesome. So I really had too much going on to play Minecraft consistently, which is basically the reason for the break. But since returning to the game consistently, I have been working on the thing that is slowly coming into view now, the Guardian Farm. And this was mainly because prismarine blocks and sea lanterns, they were all sort of gated for me. I just didn't have access to the resources basically to craft any, other than maybe the few that you find in loot boxes in and around the ocean. I believe that can spawn there. So I have some clips on conquering the monument, clearing it, building the farm, and I want to go into a time lapse and then a demo clip of how this works as well. And after that, what I want to do is actually use prismarine, because I have more than I know what to do with. So let's get into the clips and time lapse, and I hope you enjoy, guys. Ooh, that looks different. This particular Guardian farm is based on a design by Cubfen that he released a few years ago already. I'll put a link to his video in the description below, of course. Now the farm works by exploiting the fact that Guardians only spawn in areas surrounding ocean monuments even when the monument itself has been removed. And to construct it you have to clear an area of an ocean monument and place soul sand on the bottom layer to move any Guardians that spawn to the surface. The top layer of water then is placed on top of open fence gates, and this water funnels the Guardians into a pit in the center. They fall down here and their drops are sent into a sorting system. You can see the Guardians get a bit stuck in the center, and I think that's because they bounce around a lot and they keep hitting each other, making it harder for them to drop into the hole. I might increase the size of the center hole to improve the efficiency of the farm if I find myself consistently short on prismarine, but I think I'm okay. The caves in the area are also barely lit up at this point, which might reduce the rates of the farm as well. The original design could also be used as an XP farm, but because the farm is pretty far away from my base and I have several XP farming options available already, I decided to forgo this option and just let gravity do the work. And here we are down below the Guardian farm, where the Guardians are dropping down and their drops are being sorted into several stacks for fish, a couple for the prismarine shards, some for the crystals, and some for the other items. And I realized this is generating some ink sacs, so there are some squid spawning in there, but looking at the dark prismarine, a really awesome block by the way, looking at the crafting recipe for that, what I will probably have to do is make a squid farm separately as well, just to get ink sacs. That or wither roses, I suppose, but squids seem a little bit more accessible. But let's get out of here. I did some decorating here, by the way, in sort of the style of the ocean monument itself. Pretty cool block palette, kind of sort of the same shades, but I want to get out of here because I am quite sick of this place. It won't surprise you, but I completely made this way too big for what I need probably. I should have gone with like a quarter of this and saved my sanity for other projects, because I had to place all these fence gates and open them all, and you see it in the time lapse. It's just so much work, and that is not even clearing the ocean monument that I started doing, and before I remembered that beacons and conduits and invisibility and water breathing potions were a thing. So yeah, basically this took such a long time to completely clear that it drove me insane. I am happy that it is done. I will revisit this at some point if I feel like a grindy project, but in the meantime I am happy that this is just functioning and I can take the resources from it. To craft a conduit you need a Heart of the Sea, which you can find in loot chests around the oceans or water features in Minecraft, and you need 8 Nautilus shells, and you can get them from a number of places, but the most consistent way to get them is fishing. And to get that, what I did before I could continue really the project is I had to build this cool little thing, which is an AFK fish farm for 1.16. It's a design by Ilmango and Metas. I'll link to their video in the description as well. And it is a new design, bigger, because Mojang nerfed AFK fishing in 1.16, and rightly so. It used to cost barely any resources or time or effort to set up an AFK fish farm, and it gives you it's a pretty good early source for enchanted books, etc. But there's now restrictions on when you can get treasure rewards from fishing. Basically, I believe you have to have a 5x5 and 2 deep area of water, and then a 5x5 and 2 high area of completely air blocks above that. I believe those are the restrictions, and then you can get treasure items. If you don't meet this, you can still use an AFK fish farm and get some junk and fish items. But if you turn it up, because the old farm designs all used to work basically detecting whether the bobber was still there in the water, and when there was a fish it would drag it down and trigger some sort of pressure plate indicating that there was a fish, then your thing would be blocked, and you would reel in the item, fish or treasure, and you would cast it out automatically again. And this farm basically, because we can't detect anymore. I say we like I did anything in designing the system, because you can't automatically detect when the barber goes down again. This is just basically working on a timed system. So let's see if I can get this working. Yeah, so just periodically your rod gets blocked, you reel it in, and then if by chance a fish is on there, then you'll catch it. And I think I caught something there, just a regular fish. Yeah, so this sort of works. I had some trouble in it, but it's a pretty good source for, I think, well, I was going to say name tags, but no, you can buy this. But I think pufferfish and lily pads and nautilus shells, of course, those are mainly the items that I want to use this thing for. So what I wanted to do in the village itself is actually give the fish farm a place in the form of a swimming pool. I think that's fitting for the sort of the theme of the thing, and stretch it a little bit maybe, but you know, what you gonna do. And rather than doing another time lapse, because we have plenty of those, I thought I'll just do this sort of on camera, because I was playing around with the prismarine blocks. And let me see if I have some here. Let me make a couple of slabs. Whatever, a stack of slabs will do. So the area needs to be 5 by 5, but in the design what was already done was it was made 5 by 7, I believe, because the barber moves around a little bit. So there's some leeway, and what I thought I'll do, I think 5 by 7 is still a little bit small for a swimming pool, so I was playing around with the layout, and I think something like 7 by 11, that's 7, 3, 6, 9, hang on, 3, let's see what the size of this is, and then I'll have the place where you stand fishing sort of a diving board. You know what? I might even make it 7 by 13. Yeah. And then we have here sort of a place, an outside place, and this will be where a kiddie pool is. We're just going to lay it out, and I'll show the color palette, because I was playing around with it, but I wasn't entirely sure what it would look like yet. So we'll do something like this. I think that's good, right? For a big pool. It's sort of like a community swimming pool, I suppose. Yeah, I gotta actually say I really like the dark prismarine. And I want to make it a little bit deeper, in fact. Do I have any dark prismarine slabs? I'm not gonna have enough dark prismarine, I think, to complete that though. So then, quartz bricks, no, give me a pillar, please. So then we have that, 2 out here and out here. No, not the bricks, but the pillar. That will work. And then can we divide this up nicely, evenly? So this is 13, I believe. Well, actually, yeah, right? Yeah, 2, 2. So we'll have another set of bricks there. It's actually like so. That's how it should be. Oh, which actually makes it perfect. I knew this. I planned this all along. Right, so I've done some building in this color palette. The pool is all finished. I actually had this scramble for enough ink sacs to make this much dark prismarine. But you know, we'll be good on that for a little while. Little kiddie pool here, I suppose. Maybe we could make it a little bit bigger, even just in the corner. And over here, I have the swimming pools always have this sort of foot bath thing, right? And we'll have this what will be showers, and we'll have little locker rooms and changing rooms over here. I have plans for that, and I think it's really, really cool. I'm not sure on the purple yet, though. But I actually brought you in because I want to talk about the roof, or the ceiling rather. So the acacia is actually, I really like those doors, so if they are not going to look out of place, we need to, I feel, bring back this orange highlight in some way. And I was thinking, so we're going to be standing here, so this is going to be 2.5 blocks up. So we need to have, I don't know, at least this much room still. So what I thought we might do is have something like this. And like this as well. And then we use the prismarine walls in between here. And I think, let me actually ladder up a bit so we can get up top. How does that look? I think I actually love that. Yeah. And then from there, what we can do is we can make either one of the things. Where is a good temporary block? I'll just use some diorite. Well, probably want to extend the beams as well. So we'll do something like that, I suppose, maybe. Can I reach this? Wait. I could not. Let's here try actually more prismarine beam. Let's see how we like the look of this. It'll need something to support it in some way. But all in all, I think I like that, and in fact, I think I like that better. So we have some smooth stairs of quartz there. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that working. I can see that working just fine. Whew, I got a bit carried away there. I suppose I should bring you all back in. Yeah, this is it. Before I go inside, I want to show you the outside. This is basically, this is sort of the gist of it. Maybe this angle is nicer. You can see sort of the multiple levels. From that angle, it started to look more like a data center, so I added a little bit up top that is actually not completed yet. I'll fill that in once my villagers, my masons, give me quartz again. That's been the biggest bottleneck on this build. But yeah, you sort of enter here. This is the reception area. I'll park some villagers, I suppose fishermen related to fishing here. Yeah, makes sense. A staff only area. I don't know what I'll do there yet. Some changing rooms. Let me actually close the door so you get sort of the full experience. I tried to make some benches here, but I wanted multiple ones of them, but I couldn't really fit it in here. So now you sort of have this weird hole that you can, I don't know, maybe sit in. Whatever. Mojang, if any one of you ever gets to watch this, sideways slabs would make this a lot better. So yeah, add them just for me, I suppose. A locker room. which I don't know. I really thought this was cool with the item frames and the trapdoors in there, looking a bit like a door. I was looking for something that might look like a key hanging out, but that was way too specific. Shower area installed. This one is dripping water, but this one isn't for some reason. I don't know. I'll look into that. And then you enter the swimming pool. I mean, I haven't installed any of the fish farm stuff yet, which is which is why I started this building. I'll get to that, but that's actually quite easy. And this is all enclosed now, and we have a door to the outside. And what I actually want to do here is have a little bit of a terrace maybe and include this. And I suppose here we could have another door to the outside as well. But I'm not entirely sure on that yet. So yeah, that's the fish farm building so far. It's quite well. I suppose I could have used the door on that side that I just showed. Oh well. Ooh, let's go to bed. And what we should also do is update the map. Let's see where the building is located. Oh, I actually quite like that. That doesn't look as flat or square as I expected it to be. It's big though, for for a farm I shouldn't really need anymore. And let's also update the project board. There was a prismarine farm. That's that. And there were a couple of things that I thought about. So let's do an ink farm or squid farm. And I also think that wood was an important bottleneck. And I had another thing. Oh yeah, green dye. So we need a cactus farm. That should be easy. That might be something to do for a really near episode. Yeah, so, you know, as it always goes, one project completed, three new added to the board. But that is all we have time for today. I want to thank you once again so much for watching. If you have any tips or feedback, do feel free to leave a comment. If you enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like or subscribing to the channel for similar content in the future. I hope you have a great rest of the day, and I hope to see you next time.